Double Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now some heavyweight news, man, some heavyweight news. Deontay Wilder, 2.2 million viewers came in for leading up to the Luis Ortiz fight camp. They show like documentaries before the fight comes up. People know about that. I didn't even have to watch it. I'm just happy, that a lot of people are tuning in. You guys know I can't stand the Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz rematch. I don't think the fight should be happening. So I'm not really hyped about it. But just those numbers right there are just very significant numbers for those who say he's not known. We've been hearing Tyson Fury and the like saying he's not known, right? And it's funny about articles like that. You couldn't find the articles. My favorite uploaders, pretty much all of them, said something about that already. So I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time I come in here, I ain't listening to nobody, but I already listened to at least two of them. Already talking about this because it's important. It's significant. 2.2 million viewers for a documentary fight camp up into the Luis Ortiz fight. He's saying he about not to fight Joshua or the undisputed fight, the rematch with Luis the real King Kong Ortiz. That means people know about it. I'm gonna tell you something. Deontay Wilder haters are watching that fight against Ortiz. Right? It's a fight. This is a big day for people who don't like Deontay Wilder because the chance of him losing is there. Right? It's there. And me being a Deontay Wilder fan, the chance of him losing is definitely there in this fight. I'm very nervous about this fight. The first Ortiz fight, I was extremely nervous, right? But I'm nervous about the Vern rematch and Dominic Brazil because of the simple fact they wanted to get there. They wanted it to get there, and you knew that they really wanted to have that fight with him, right? And them the kind of dudes, because people know how dangerous Deontay Wilder is, so a lot of people are asking, when we've seen it throughout his career. But so that's pretty significant. That 2.2 million people tuned in, and that was the first episode. I think they'll have about 3 episodes leading up. So that's pretty significant stuff. From him, because you can find articles. You can't find an article about that. You can find an article about him saying he was like he's like Ali and Mike Tyson and Holyfield, and people supposedly being upset. Although that was a British article, I don't know why people keep getting upset about American heavyweight. We know it was a drought for American heavyweights throughout the Klitschko reign, and we were all upset. I know I was about all of them when they would fight the Klitschko, they'd be out of shape. Right? It used to piss me off. We don't have those issues. We don't have a heavyweight that's not disciplined and who's not dominant, who's not knocking people out. So, so people who's the detractors constantly talk about how he's knocking them out. I mean, if you're American, I understand that. You're just probably racist. British, okay, they mad that, Joshua lost and he was after Joshua. So, they ain't going to like him. But as far as Britain goes, how people get knocked out, I can remember Herbie Hyde, somebody who I kept an eye on. Because he was also somebody smaller, thinner than the other guys. Think about Herbie Hyde at 6'7". I've said it before. People don't realize that was a smaller guy who, it took Vitaly Klitschko to beat Herbie Hyde. That little old 6'2", 7-pound dude. It took Vitaly to get rid of this guy, right? Michael Bean, he had just came off of beating Tommy Morrison. Spectacular fight. Little old Herbie Hyde take care of him. Man, all that ain't, he was unorthodox. When he gets you in trouble, it's I'm trying to finish you. Same kind of mentality Deontay Wilder has. Some people, they do it differently, right? They do it differently. It is. Matter of fact, speaking of unorthodox, Vitaly Klitschko kept his hands down and handled his business. Won the fights. Knocked most people out. That's what we're talking about. So, Deontay Wilder gets hate because he's dangerous. But it's good to know, yeah, he's popular too. Because the bottom line is, a lot of people are realizing this is the goods. If you ain't realized, it took 40 fights, 42 fights to find that out. Ridiculous. And the other ones is, we hate him, man. Shoot, somebody beat him already. Right? And that's when you start to get into that Floyd Mayweather realm, where it's like somebody beat him already. So that's pretty significant. I want to mention something too. The Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua fight. You're hearing that the winner of that fight going to have to vacate belts, either the IBF or the WBO. Somebody came in and was asking, well, if it's the IBF, the Kubrat Pulev would have to fight against Adam Kanaki. What do you think about that, more or less? I told him, I said, in my next heavyweight video, I'll address that. Short, but I addressed it. Bottom line, this is a fight between two guys I kind of like. right? For different reasons, like both of these guys. Kubrat Pulev is some under the radar because, he's not calling out the big names. He's trying to just waiting with this mandatory status and hoping where he had the Joshua fight and then he got hurt and just hoping for that mandatory status and not beating really top guys. Although he got that Huey Fury win. But before that, maybe Kevin Johnson was somebody, or something like that was his best win of late. That's not that good. So people will think that he's not a good fighter because of it. I think he has one of the top 3 jabs in the business. Right hand is just okay, but the jab in the business, he controls distance real well, and he's a winner. Only Vladimir Klitschko beat him, and there was a real good Vladimir Klitschko on that day, right? Now, as far as Adam Kanaki goes, it's like this. This is the guy that I think anybody in boxing has a big, big problem with, any heavyweight. A huge problem with Adam Kanaki, and it's for 2 reasons. Punch resistance is the first one, and the other one's he lets his hands go. Right? You're going to have a big dude coming at you, and he's going to continue to throw punches until you do something to stop him, to slow him down. And there's been a lot of fighters that are pretty good that haven't been able to do that. That's why I wanted him to fight Tyson Fury, so you guys can see Tyson Fury would have to fight him. Anybody would have to fight him. You're going to have to, because you already got the record for throwing the most punches in the fight and stuff like that. This guy is going to throw punches, and he's going to be able to take them. That's just a bad combination, period. For a lot of fighters, I got Kanaki giving anybody problems. And then the only reason I'm saying Deontay Wilder might get him is because of the Dominic Breazeale fight. Because Wilder has that one punch, you might, by the time you figure it out, it's already over. That could possibly happen with this guy. Because Breazeale is also known for his punch resistance. It took Joshua a lot of punches to get him out of there, right? Deontay Wilder was able to get him out in one good, solid punch. Although Deontay had hit him with some stuff before in that fight. Remember, but Deontay Wilder has that one punch knockout power that could possibly be different. But everybody else has huge problems, and I don't know who wins that against Adam Kanaki. That's a very, very dangerous guy. So when it comes to Adam Kanaki and Kubrat Pulev, I think Kubrat Pulev can be outpointing Kanaki, barely, maybe, till late. And I think Kanaki would probably stop Kubrat Pulev late. That would be my prediction. I don't think that Kubrat Pulev would have enough for 12 rounds to keep the guy off of him, right? And he would have to let that right hand go, and Kubrat's not really doing that. But, not underestimate Kubrat Pulev. It would be a good fight, but I think the work rate and punch resistance will probably give your boy Adam Kanaki a late stoppage or a split decision win, or a very close fight, but win for Kanaki. Back to the top, though. Your boy, for the fight, fight camp, 2.2 million tuned in to see that with Deontay Wilder, Lewis the Real King Kong Ortiz. That is great. And that's all this BS we hearing about. He's not popular. Not true, guys. Right? Remember, Anthony Joshua, Mr. Popular in Britain, when he fought Povetkin, and DAZN came out new, 17,000 people, right, bought that app for that fight. 17,000. This is the guy who fills up stadiums and all that. Tyson Fury, you fight man. Listen, by the way, a heavyweight champion fighting anywhere is going to have more than 3,500 tickets sold in two separate fights. Right around that area, 3,000, 4,000 tickets sold. It was not 8,000 in 2 fights. That's not very popular either. So let's put that in perspective. Deontay Wilder, 2.2 million for fight camp leading up to the Lewis Ortiz fight. Very significant, very good news for the Bronze Bomber, who is the best heavyweight in the division right now, until proven otherwise. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.